Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning to the channel. I'm the Stone Mando, and today I've got another Black Series figure review for y'all here today. I'm going to be taking a look at Padmé Amidala from Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. I'm going to give this figure a quick spin for y'all. And this figure came out about 4 or 5 years ago in 2018, and as you can see, it was number 81 in the red box line, red and black box days. Kind of crazy to me it took this long to get her in the Black Series, you know, because it started in 2013 and didn't even come out till 2018. It's a little crazy. I know a lot of the early red and black box figures were mainly sequel characters, but anyways, really stoked to get this open, and I've had it for quite a while. And as I've said on my channel and a couple other of my videos, I've been going through my collection and opening up a lot of my stuff. Some stuff I keep in box, but I started out mostly as an inbox, but like I said, starting to kind of break these beautiful pieces of plastic out to enjoy them a little bit better. And I just love the way that they look on the shelf display. But without further ado, let me go ahead and get this thing open and we'll take a closer look at her. And starting off here, here's one of her blasters. It's got some beautiful, beautiful dry brushing on it. And nowadays in the Black Series, we don't really get a whole lot of paint on weapons anymore. But as you can see, it's cast in a black plastic with some silver dry brushing. Just really brings out those details, all the grooves and stuff like that. Very nice looking blaster. And she also comes with an alt hand to actually hold said blaster. A larger gripping hand. Vertical hinge. Here's her little Naboo Defender pistol. Got some brown on the grip here, cast in a nice chromy silver plastic. That looks really nice. And getting on to Padmé here. And this looks kind of like Natalie Portman. Not the best likeness or photograph seen in the Black Series line, but pretty decent nonetheless. As you can see, they got her signature mole right there. Very nice attention to detail. Her hair looks nice. The knots in the back look very well sculpted. Padmé's hair is always pretty crazy looking, pretty crazy designs. Just getting a look at her whole outfit here. This is the outfit that you see her wear for a moment on Tatooine when they get to the Lars homestead. When Anakin is looking for Shmi, his mother, she's actually in this outfit when they travel to Geonosis to rescue Obi-Wan. Very awesome costume. Just a quick rundown of articulation here. This is like I really like the texture of her kind of cloak right here, or her cape. It's made of a soft plastic. It is very malleable. And it doesn't inhibit her shoulder articulation very much. So you can get her to a pretty full T extension right there. Not bad for her shoulders. They do spin 360 degrees. Deep single cut hinge for the elbows. So that can give you some pretty decent arm articulation. Get a little bit less than 90 there. There's also elbow swivel. We have the hands that spin 360 degrees. Got a vertical hinge on the right hand. Left hand spins as well. And we have a horizontal hinge on the left hand. Got some nice silver on her armbands here too. That looks really nice. Got a little bit of side-to-side tilt. She can't really hunch over her back a whole lot. Not really a whole lot going on there. Head articulation, she can look up a tad bit. The sculpting of the hair just kind of runs into the robe of the figure, but she can look up about that far. She can look down a little bit. A little bit of head tilt, not a whole lot going on. This is probably a dumbbell joint, so there's a ball socket at the base of the skull and at the bottom of the neck. So it's got neck articulation and head articulation, which is nice. Getting down to the legs here, the way that her pelvic region is cut, it's kind of weird, but you can kind of see this. I don't really know what I would call that, like a little divot that kind of rises above her thigh here. I guess that's what I'd say. But when she goes to kick out in front of her, it kind of wants to, you can see it sliding and it just hits the sculpt, but she can get her leg up and out. Got mid-thigh swivel here, got some thigh cuts, so you can. This is an old figure, so she's pretty stiff. She's been in the box for 5-6 years. Got a nice holster here for her little Defender pistol. The belt's nothing fancy, it's just like a very light gray plastic. Got some pouches on this side, some nice sculpting. To the back of the figure. Now we do have pins. This is, like I said, this is an older figure, came out in 2018. So we have pins in the knees, but they're double jointed. So you can get some really crazy deep articulation. That's way below 90 there. Pretty much touch her calf to her hamstring there. There is some, okay, no, okay. Thought there was waist swivel for a minute. It kind of looked like it right here. But then getting down to the feet, she can kick down about that far. Can't really kick up a whole lot just because of the sculpt of the boot. You can see the top of the boot here. It just starts hitting into her shin. So see how that hits right there. So she can't really go up that far, but no big deal because she's just going to be, for my display, she's just going to be standing there holding her pistol. So yeah, really cool figure. I've had, like I said, I've had this for years since I started collecting. It's one of the first figures that I've got, among the first figures that I've got. And I just figured it was time to get her out and to get her on the shelf. And her pistol here, it does fit pretty snug in her belt and her holster here. Doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. It's still in there. So that's always a good sign as well, because I'm probably going to display her with that bigger blaster. So this is just like her white costume. So it's white plastic with, now her boots are painted that kind of beige color and then the silver on the arms. So, and besides the face photo reel and the hair and whatnot, there's not really a whole lot of paint on this figure, but the paint that is there is awesome. And the dry brushing on the rifle, on the blaster, really makes up for the lack of paint. And for this costume, there's really not much more you could do. And this is just an easy one that Hasbro can like pop in with some white plastic and just be done with it. But that being said, you know, it being an older figure coming out in 2018, 5-6 years ago, I can definitely tell it's dated with the pinned knees and some of the articulation, but it's still, I feel like it still holds up today with some of the newer Black series. The photo reel is okay. It's not the best, obviously, in the line. It doesn't really look quite like Natalie Portman. Like, obviously, it kind of looks like Natalie Portman, but it doesn't look like Natalie Portman, if that makes sense. I feel like the newer Phantom Menace version that they just released with young Anakin, I feel like that one does a much better job of capturing the photo reel. And I even thought that one looked kind of funny when they first sent out the promo pics and stuff like that. But until I actually had it in hand, I was like, oh, this does look like Natalie Portman. That's pretty damn good. But the photo reel's come a long way since 2017, 2018, or 16, 16, 17, or 18, I can't remember. But ever since the photo reel was introduced to this line, it is really just like taking it up a whole other level. And the fact that a $25 figure can compete with some like $80, $60 imports is kind of crazy, to be honest. But I just love these Black Series figures. I love this line, man. But like, anyway, back to the figure. This being an older figure, it is definitely dated with the articulation. But, you know, I can look over the pins. It's not that big of a deal. Pinless elbows, pretty deep cut elbows. On a petite figure like this, it can be problematic and easier depending on what kind of like articulation you're looking at. Like trying to sneak butterfly joints into this figure would have been difficult because there's not a lot of figure to work with. But like a big bulky guy like Malgus or something like that, it's a little bit easier to sneak in some butterfly joints. But they gave butterfly joints to Padawan Ahsoka, and that's a very petite figure. She's a smaller size female at that. But that being said, with lack of muscles and like bigger certain clothing and stuff like that, that can really limit articulation on a figure. But overall, man, this is a really cool outfit, very iconic to Attack of the Clones and stuff like that. And I will always remember when me and my brother seen that, and we just seen this whole arena full of lightsabers and Jedi just absolutely hammering these Geonosians and all the droids and stuff. I will always remember that. But this, to be honest, man, this is a really decent figure. For it being 5 years old, 6 years old, I feel like it holds up really well in the Black Series line. Once again, I'm just going to go back everything to like The sculpting on the hair, the knots on the back of her hair. Padmé's hair is often crazy in the prequels. It's one of the most iconic parts of Star Wars, in my opinion, is Padmé's hairstyles. But I really love the texture of her cape, cloak, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of like an off-white beigeish cream color. I feel like it contrasts pretty nice with her stark white outfit. And an easy one for Hasbro to do would be to give us a Geonosian Arena version of Padmé. Go ahead and kind of turn this into a crop top and throw some blood on her back. Go ahead and throw some scars or whatever, you know, when she gets attacked by the, I forget what it is. It's not a monkey lizard. That's like Salacious Crumb. It's some weird cat-like creature, man. It's really, if you've seen Attack of the Clones, you know what I'm talking about. But really awesome figure, man. I'm really glad that I finally opened this up. I've literally had it in this box for over 2 years now. And like I said, just the PFP packaging, it kind of pulled out my urge to want to enjoy figures loose instead of in box. But awesome figure, man. I'm really glad to finally have her open, and I think she's going to look really good in my prequel Clone Wars area shelf. I'm really excited to get her on the shelf. But I hope you all enjoyed this review. I appreciate you all watching. Leave me a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Do a lot of Star Wars content and Black Series reviews and stuff like that. And every once in a while, I'll throw a Marvel Legends review up or something like that. But once again, thanks for watching, y'all. I really do appreciate it. May the Force be with you.